Hey, you're watching Strike TV, Video Country, Backstage Access. Hey, we'd like to thank the fine folks at Martin, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Cleveland, Texas. Check them out. The Courthouse Whistle Stop Cafe, located downtown historic Livingston, Texas. Hey, you eat yet?
Hi, I'm Brady,
I'm Hurst.
and you're watching Strike TV.
Video Country.
I am here with Cassidy Hurst. Hi, Cassidy. Oh, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So what's been going on with you lately?
Busy in the studio. We got 2 new songs coming out. Summertime and Crazy. Been working real hard.
In fact, let's go back some. I've been talking to your mom.
Oh yeah.
She's a great lady. And she said that you've got some country soul that runs pretty deep in your blood. I'm talking about Loretta Lynn.
Oh yeah.
Of
Johnny
all
Lee.
people. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What do you think about that?
Johnny Lee is one of my favorite people in the world. I got to meet him at Ray's, and I actually got to open for him and Loretta in Oklahoma.
And how old were you?
I was 13.
Wow. Impressive.
It was fun. And then, of course, Miranda, as a new coming artist, she would probably be my favorite. Because, you know, she's just a simple country girl.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
With a big voice.
Yeah.
So just tell me some musical influences. I know Miranda.
Johnny
who
Lee.
told you that you could sing?
Johnny Lee. Actually, he's one of the first people I've actually worked with.
Really?
So, and actually, first open stage with a band performance I've ever done. So, he's probably my favorite.
In fact, your mom was telling me during that concert you didn't have a rehearsal or anything.
Nothing. I went
And you pulled it
cold
off.
turkey. Yeah, I went cold turkey, and I went on stage and I did. He liked Miranda's song "Heart Like Mine," and then I did one of my own "Summertime," which y'all go listen to that, by the way.
Well, Cassidy, it's been
Thank you.
great. Thanks for the interview.
Thank
We
you.
enjoyed it. And I'm Angela,
I'm Cassidy.
and you're watching Strike TV. This is Angela, and you're watching Strike TV. In fact, I'm striking up a conversation with Mr. Chris Brody.
How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
So what's been going on in your life?
It's a lot of travel and no sleep. And actually, there's not much of anything else. Just playing music and traveling up down the highways and trying to become a superstar like everybody else. So it's getting there.
Well, you're doing a fine job.
I'm getting skinnier because I don't eat. Because can't afford to eat these days. But trying to become a superstar. But absolutely, it's fun though. It's meeting new people and getting to play my music, whether it's Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. It's fun to play our Texas music everywhere we go, and meet new people and develop new friendships along the way. So it's pretty cool. So.
Well, I want to go back a little bit. Growing up, who were some of your musical influences? The people that you listened to, maybe your parents. Who were those guys or those girls?
It's always been the old country. Merle Haggard, the George Jones, even the George Strait. You know, you develop those idols along the way, and you find yourself on a pool table with a pool cue and playing guitar to George Strait, Amarillo by Morning, or He Stopped Loving Her Today, and that's what I grew up on, and that's what I developed my style kind of around the traditional, but having fun with it. And then Garth Brooks came along and started taking the world by storm with the stage presence, energy, and that's what I took a little bit of the George Jones and mixed it in with the with the Garth Brooks, and just made my own style as being on stage. So had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, we can definitely see that. And in fact, we're here at Moe's Place in Katy, Texas, and boy, tonight you're gonna rock the house.
It's
He is a
always
great
fun.
performer, so yeah, you
It's
did
always
good
fun
on
at
that.
Moe's Place, and you know, the crowd and the people feed off of your energy on stage, and it's just another job, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, tell me, speaking of your songs and your excitement and all that good stuff, do you write a lot of your songs?
I write. That's the thing about traveling up down the highways. You see something that just, hey, that's the title of a song, or you hear somebody say something in a conversation, and it's like, wait a minute, what'd you just say? That's a song. That's the title of the song. So yeah, I write a lot of most of my own stuff. You know, I've developed some relationships with some guys in Nashville and in Dallas, and you know, a few other states that we use Skype, modern technology. You know, so we don't have to travel that much to write anymore. It's just, you know, hey, you online, and you can bounce ideas off of each other. But I do write. I write about life. You know, if you can make somebody laugh or make somebody cry with what you're saying or what you're singing, then you've done your job. And you know, I've written songs about my ex-wife, and you know,
Oh no.
and you know, and everybody can relate to that. You know, I don't know how many people are divorced out there, but they can relate to it if they are. And I've written songs about, you know, about love and about heartache, and just really something that can make you cry or make you laugh. And you know, so it's fun to kind of put different songs together, put it in the past, and then you start stealing from your own songs, you know, while you're writing a new one. So it's a lot of fun. So that's another song, stealing from your own songs. Write that down a little bit.
Man, all that talent.
It's fun. I mean, it's trying to use your creative juices in a different way, and sometimes you just can't think of anything. And you know, what rhymes with this, and you can't come up with anything. You find yourself reading a thesaurus, so it just doesn't happen.
Well, how about, we're speaking of songs and things like that. What about Believe in Heroes?
Oh, Believe in Heroes. That was
A good song.
sometimes ideas come to you where, you know, you really don't have to think about it. You know, it's writing that song. I was driving to New Braunfels and had the opportunity to write this song for the Wounded Warrior Project, and it just started flowing out. And I wasn't writing, I was driving, so it's kind of bad if I'm writing and driving with my knee and
You
all
don't
that stuff. But no, it just started flowing out, so I really didn't have to think about it too much, because I was actually I lived it for 10 years, and I was, you know, in the Air Force, and so I lived what these guys and gals are doing out there, and so it just started flowing. So when I got back from New Braunfels, about 6 hours later, called and said, "Hey, I think I got it," and I got home and put my guitar on it, and it was there, and it just. And the thing is, if you listen to the words of that song, you know, you actually can feel what those men and women are doing every day, you know, for our freedom. Mm-hmm. So it's a really powerful song, and I felt honored to be able to do that for the Wounded Warrior Project, and to benefit those wounded troops coming home. So it was really one of the personal things, one of the personal. It was an honor, one of the personal honors for me as a singer-songwriter, not to mention being there just to do for our men and women. So it was great. It's an honor.
It is. You're right. It's a powerful song. We've seen you in concert. It's just, we appreciate your service and singing that song.
Well, it's always fun when you're playing wherever you're at. If they're not dancing to any of my music, you know, if I play that song, Believe in Heroes, and give tribute to those men and women, whether it's past, present, or future, it always touches, you know, somebody. Somebody always comes up and says, "I love that song. Where can I get it?" And you know, so even if you're making one fan at a time, you're doing it one ear at a time. It's worth it, because you know I'm getting my music out there, and it's for a worthy cause. So it's really cool to be able to do that.
Awesome.
So it's we always get emails about people serving in Iraq right now, or overseas, and they email Facebook or what have you, and they're, you know, "Hey, we really do appreciate what you're doing for us over here." And you know, it's always good to wake up in the morning and that's the first thing you see on the computer. So kind of gives you extra hitch in your giddy up, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Chris, thanks for everything.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for sitting down and talking with me.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed
Anytime. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight.
I can't wait.
I need a nap before we go though. It's been a long day.
I'm Angela, and you're
Chris Brody.
And you're watching Strike TV.
we'll talk about the last night. We'll talk about the show, and then we'll do like a lot of people know my name, and then kind of interrupted by the camera, you know. Or I don't know if you know it. It's a big deal. We can do it that way. I don't know if you know it. I'm kind of a big deal. And then it'd be like, you know, hey, you know, kind of a big deal. We can do that. If you want to interrupt us, you know, film the conversation, and then we'll talk about, hey, last night that key, you know, on the single, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you know, we'll talk about that. We'll go, all right, you know, on the last part of it, you know, I don't know if you know it. I'm kind of a big deal. And be like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Right when you're doing deal, get somebody to knock on the door, and when you're done, oh, I mean showtime.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Go.
So what I'd like to do real quick before we go on is go over the outro of the single and make sure we get it solid, make sure we come across really solid on it. So it's like, I don't know if you know it, I'm kind of a big deal. There you go. Yeah, right. Something like that. Pretty hard. So, oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, come on in. We're just getting ready for right before the show. Let me introduce you to the guys. Right here is my lead guitar player, Anthony Clanaris.
Hi.
Brian Gersh, he plays bass guitar. Bill Collin plays drums. And we're just doing a little bit of rehearsal before the show. So I guess we got it, right?
Pretty much hit it.
All right.
Showtime, guys.
Let's do it.
All right.
I drag myself out every day, go to work for the same old lousy pay, go home just to do it all again. Well, I can't keep going on this way. Sometimes the girl just needs a little break. Well, I think that we need to get away, yeah.
Thanks for watching Backstage Access right here on Strike TV. And it's the season finale of Backstage Access. Don't you go anywhere. We got David Ball and a lot more coming up. Stay tuned.
What you got there?
I have my own brand of milk. Only available through Strike Television.
No, you know they. Hey, this is David Ball, and you're watching Strike TV. I used to see Hank Snow at the Opry, and every time he'd come off the stage and play, he'd put his nice Gibson J200 in the case, and he'd take out this purple velvet rag, and he would wipe it down, and then he would fold. But his case would stay open, see, when he would do it, and mine, you know. And he would fold his and lay it down. And so I do that. I do that kind of and think about Hank Snow every time I put the guitar up.
Hi, I'm Angel with Strike TV, and I've got Mr. David Ball with me. How you doing?
Mighty fine, Angela. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, you
Trying
look-
to stay cool. You know how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice shady spot in here today.
it sure is.
Where are we?
We are at Cooking on Wood Pit Barbecue
Yeah.
in Livingston, Texas.
And Livingston, beautiful.
Yep. You like the barbecue?
I did. I like everything about it. I like the place, and looking forward to the show this afternoon. We're going to play at 7 o'clock.
So, what you got going on? I know you've got the Sparkle City, the new CD out.
Got a new CD out. Got a band. We just out playing that music. Got a new dog.
I love dogs.
I do too. Got a German Shepherd. She was 4 years old, and my wife rescued her from the pound. And she's beautiful, beautiful dog. So
Oh, that's a good little story.
that's the newest thing. And then we took 2 days to get here. For us, we travel slow. We take the back roads and we just wind around, and so. But it's been good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So,
beautiful.
what's the new single you got out?
I got a song called "What'll I Do If I Don't Have You," and we're dedicating this song to Operation Troop Aid, which is a non-profit organization, and they send out care packages to all branches of the service.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
That's a good deal.
It's great, and Mark Wood started it, and he's a veteran of the Navy for 27 years, and it was something he was passionate about doing. And I think through Private Malone, he found us, and we all got in touch, and so we're selling little bracelets, and you can get like 3 bracelets for
Wow.
A donation.
A donation. Well, in fact, I did check you out on the, I think it's the YouTube, the Operation Troop, and put it on Strike TV, the Facebook.
Oh yeah.
So
good.
I already sent that out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
but that's a
right.
good thing.
Drum
What
up
you're
all the
doing.
business you can for them, and
Well, you know how we do it.
yeah, good.
We're good at that. And it's just so exciting to be able to interview you.
Oh, well, thank you. It's great to be back in Texas. I spent a long time down here, 11 years from, 1972 to about 84, and, just played music. That's all I did. Played a lot of music down here, and then went to Nashville and got discovered. And then I came back down here and met a guy named Tommy Mauser, and he took all the money that I had made from my
Really?
records in Nashville, and
not Tommy.
I invested in this, I don't know what it was, oil for food kind of thing, but it was like for his food, it was for him to eat. And so he got all that money, so I came back down here and started all over and trying to rebuild my career and get back up on my feet again.
Well, so Tommy just kind of just kicked you down, huh?
Well, he saw that, I didn't really, I didn't know how much money I had, and he did. And
Right.
that's all I know. Now, that's what my lawyer told me, who, in fact, was his second cousin. See, that's how that works.
It was all
so.
set up. Well,
I
tell
guess
me
it
something.
was.
Guess what? Speaking of Tommy, there's a story. Tommy Mauser.
Tommy, Tommy
I know
Mauser?
Tommy Mauser.
Where can I get in touch with him?
Well, that's my husband. Yeah, but he's out of town. He's out of state.
Okay.
He's hard to get a hold of.
I hear you.
You hear me? Yeah. Okay, but let me ask you this. There's a story that he told me a while back when you were promoting your Thinking Problem single to the radio stations.
Yeah.
You actually would crawl up on the top of your bus
Yes.
and sing the song there.
We crawled.
You crawled up there. What's,
And I had
what's up with that?
I had a guy playing upright. I used to play upright bass, and so we went out on a little tour, and we went to about 10 or so radio stations and just kind of introduced ourselves. And I think Thinking Problem was fixing to come out or something like that, and that's what we did. You know, we'd pull in on a bus, a Winnebago, and it had a little ladder. And we would sit up and climb up on top of the thing and play in the parking lot, and they would all come out, and because they wouldn't let us in the radio station, you know. At that,
See, that's neat. That's
at that
brilliant.
point. I thought it was
Brilliant
fun.
idea.
Well,
Your idea, right?
it was Tommy Mauser's idea. He came up with all that. So he's my manager.
Really? Mm-hmm. Huh. Speaking of money.
Oh, yeah,
I'm kidding. No. But no, that's good.
yeah.
So let's see. We'll go into, tell me about riding with Private Malone.
Well,
We brought that
riding-
up earlier.
Yeah, riding with Private Malone, that came along a little bit later, and I was in the studio with a good friend of mine, Wood Newton, and he was a songwriter, and he and I had written about 2 or 3 songs together, and he had a studio in town, and he'd had cuts by Kenny Rogers and Oak Ridge Boys and this, that, and the other, and so we go in and we record the 3 songs that we had written together, and it starts turning into a record. And I didn't have a record label or anything at the time, and so as we got into making a record and finishing up the record, he was telling me about this song about a guy that buys a Corvette, and when he buys the Corvette, there's a note in the glove box that says, "If you're reading this, then I didn't make it back from Vietnam." And I thought, well, man, that's just fantastic, you know, and wanted to hear it. And he was like, well, you know, come help us write it. And I was like, no, I gotta go see Tommy Mauser. He's wanting to take me fishing. So that's what I did. I went fishing with Tommy, and they wrote this song called "Riding with Private Malone." And when I heard it, they didn't have a very good demo of it, and so really what I wanted to do was just cut it, and I got a little studio at the house, and learned the song. It's got a lot of words to it now. See, that's where you got to be professional. You just got all them words, and it turned out real good. And Wood started playing it for different people, and so we put that on the CD. That was the last song that we put on the Amigo CD, which is a great. I thought at that point I was moving back to Texas, and I wanted to cut a good dance hall record. And at the last minute, we stuck "Riding with Private Malone" on there because that was just such a great song. And that song was a huge hit record, and we just toured all up in the Northeast and Northwest, and I maybe got to Texas one time when Private Malone was a hit. So the whole thing, it didn't work out quite like I thought it would, but it worked out good just the same.
It's a good song.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Songs like that,
Touches your heart.
they come along about once every 8.5 years. That's what Tommy Mauser says. It's an 8.5-year song.
So that's the quote from Tommy.
That's what he said, yeah. And he said, why didn't you write half of it? And I said, well, because you and I were out fishing. And he said, well, and that was
Did
it.
y'all catch any fish?
No, we didn't catch any fish, of course not. We sat out there and drank beer all day, and those guys were writing a classic song, and, But when I heard it, it was perfect. That song was perfect. Every word, I didn't change one thing.
See, that's the thing. I don't know how the singers like yourself, how you remember all the words to the songs.
You have to be
It's just
drunk.
natural.
If it's a country song, you have to be a little bit drunk. You do. I'm being serious. I'm being
So
serious
that's the
with
secret.
you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's good, right?
It's
Strike
perfect.
TV.
That's the way it is. I can't help it.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Like 4 or 5 big tall boys, and then you got it. You got it.
Now we're going to check in on David Ball. Wait, I think he already ate all the food at Cooking on Wood. That's right here in Livingston. Shh. He has no clue that we're zooming in on him. Man, he just sucked that food up, didn't he?
I'm proud to be here. Bakersfield. Street Bakersfield? I don't know that one. David!
Driving his truck over Eufaula Bridge, he knew the spot where the alligator hid. Quit the car light, couldn't make enough. Prize of alligator tail is still climbing up. Country boy boogie, country boy boogie, country boy boogie, a little bit out of time. He pays the rent, the day is due. They might sign him to put the pipeline through. Buy a little trailer, set up shop. But then again, maybe not. Country boy boogie, country boy boogie, country boy boogie, a little bit out of time. Up the road every day is Saturday night. All year long they burn the candle bright. He hide $30 in the truck toolbox so he can get back home if the dice ain't hot. Country boy boogie, country boy boogie, country boy boogie, a little bit out of time. Country boy boogie, 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 a little bit out of
The latest and greatest CD would be this one right here. We do that right? And you got
Oh, you wanted to use credit card? I got
Right.
you. Yeah, we.
Thank you.
I love David Ball. I have loved
All right,
him for
and you got
many
two
years.
photos.
We have Mike bought me a CD in 1994. We were in San Angelo.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, 1994.
That was my first record.
That one we have it. I should have brought it for you to sign.
Well, you
but I
should
didn't.
have.
I just brought these. So.
I can't wait to tell Kathy.
Wonderful song.
Hey, Kathy.
David, you're awesome.
thank you.
You're
Thanks for coming to
awesome.
Well, let's see.
No, I do not want to talk about that. Cut. So I'd been a good boy and had been asking Santa for a guitar, right? And my neighbor across the street had a guitar. The old man down the end of the road had a guitar. Guy across town had a guitar. I wanted a guitar. Is that too much to ask? So I asked Santa Claus for a guitar, and Santa brought me a ukulele. And I learned to play that, and played that for about a year and a half. And 5'2", eyes are blue. Oh, what those 5'2" can do. And finally got a guitar. And then I started rocking out.
The one thing that's not is
And a real about
over here is the
I got a different hat. Huh? Uh-huh. Angela says it's cute.
That's definitely not